It was a long turn 1, but now we're ready for turn 2. Do the looters come in? Yes, they do. The other looter squad? Yes, they do. And the battle wagon doesn't come in. But the bikes do. And now they're going to flank those death copters, because we do not want that looter wagon dying. The looters go up on the ridge, hopefully be able to stay out of combat. My other looter squad, well, are coming in far away from anyone else to hopefully stay alive. My looter wagon that can move doesn't press that, which is great, and my truck moves up just to the block line of sight a bit. Boys from... oh yes, they're moving up to assault that bastion. And these are the bike shots into the death copters. Thank goodness for twin linked. And we deal 3 wounds. So not as much as I'd hope, but wearing out the death copters, we will be able to take them out in close combat. And the next to useless big shooter on our truck is still useless. And the boys pile into the bastion with all the grots inside. And the knob's a little ambitious, so he climbs it right up on there. Burnas, of course, assaulting that war buggy usually won't be able to do anything, but they got melted bombs. So I'm just loving this Planetstrike mod. Bikes charge into the death copters. The boys have to deal with this battle wagon, otherwise it's going to be rampaging all the time. So they just crowd around it. Melted bombs, well, they're not going to stand a chance. But that was actually the bikes against the death copters. Excuse me. They deal a few more wounds and nothing really. Keep on rolling. Oh, sorry. That was the battle wagon, which completely got demolished along with about 4 or 5 boys. Now the bikes against the death copters. Sorry about that. They're able to go and they only deal a few wounds. And he saves one, or just so they still got that one death copter left who attacks back and kills one of my bikes. But then too many attacks. Take out the highest one. And my power claw removes the final death copter. So my looted wagons are safe. Consolidation. Move closer to those bastions that I have to kill, which are going to be more and more difficult too as his guys get out. The combat continues between the bikes and the boys. My bikes do absolutely nothing, and then the power claw rips through them. And then my power claw has a chance to come back, and he whiffs. And so I lose my final guy, and I win initiative roll, but then, well, you can see me fly right off that table. And then the boys consolidate really close towards my looters, which I'm not comfortable with. And the war buggy, Scorcha, normally could not be killed, but we got melta bombs and penetrate. Boom. Luckily, the lucky doesn't boom, it just wrecks. And so I have minimalized casualties. Now these are all the melta bombs against the bastion. Penetrating, and miss. Penetrating, miss, penetrating, glance, penetrating. So they're all those penetrating hits. And these are all the grots who get hit by the explosion. Because they were caught inside. Well, they're on top. So it's actually it's only strength 3. But against a grot, that is very damaging. And I actually get hit really hard by the explosion as well, as a big chunk of my boys gets taken out. Now on the Andy's turn. His battle wagon full of boys comes in, and along with the boys, his other Scorcher comes in, and it comes in on a board edge, right where my looters are going to be. And the battle wagon comes in on the other side. Of course, and this poor group of boys, they 2 death rollers to the face. Oh, actually to their behinds. They just got run right over. But this time, yeah, a massive squad of boys, much bigger than themselves, pops out right beside them. And so it's not really looking, it's looking very grim for those orcs in the back, as they are being completely surrounded. They have no chance of getting to the bastion now, except for some extreme luck. the Mega Knobs and the War Boss finally get out of the bastion and are able to partake in this battle. And they're moving towards those boys, which I absolutely forgot about during my turn. They're just sitting there around that dead Death Dread, and I was very, very mad at myself for forgetting, but it was too late at this point. And so the Grots actually moved down. We left the bastion on just because we thought it looked cool. We didn't have enough smoke or craters, so it just acts as difficult terrain to move through it. But the Grots are moving down to assault the bit of boys. The Mega Knobs are charging the other group of boys that was left by the Death Dread, and the Scorcha gets, I think, all but 2 of my Ludas. He just has it out for him, and it hurts. It really hurts. And my Ludas are, they end up doing nothing this game. With the heavy weapons, they're infantry, so they have those melt-a-bombs, but being able to just walk on the board and get attacked, unfortunately, I haven't done much. The Grots do a lot of damage to my boys, and I barely do anything back. And now all those massive shooter-boys numbers, they mow down my Orks, so there's not much left at all, and then they're gonna charge in. Actually, my leadership, oh no, that was charging through, I made my leadership there, charging through difficult terrain, easily made it. All get into combat. The Death Dread gets in on this, because now he's not so much afraid of those melt-a-bombs, because he is a distraction in the back, more or less. Boys attack the Ludas again. Unfortunately, these Ludas aren't gonna do next to nothing, but who knows? They're still boys, and so they're still 10 of them, so they can fight back. They can do a lot of damage. My Knob fighting in there, being able to do what damage you can. They just stay locked in combat. The Mega Knobs charge in to those boys. Again, not looking very good. Mega Knobs are basically the same as Terminators with that 2-up save, and especially with Orks that don't have Furious Charge, it's gonna be very hard to wound them or do anything to them. And they all have Power Claws. They all have. Not that my T-shirt save would do anything anyways, but there's just too many dice. Dice are against the attacking Orks, and they all die except the Knob, who then fails his leadership. He's not able to inflict a wound on himself, only on someone else to encourage himself, so he has to flee. And the Ludas actually do surprisingly well against that one group of boys with the rocket launchers, and combat is actually tied, and so we're stuck in. The Grots, they fight, or my boys fight, they kill a bunch. The Grots attack like crazy, they wound a few. Again, those runt turds are actually helping a lot, because they're more like boys. And what's left? My one Knob with 1 loon left, he gets it right in there. We want to get him in there with the Power Claw. Now, the boys on the other end, of course, are just, well, that's just too many dice. I mean, look at that. There's just no chance. They're Ork fodder. And so a quick overview of turn 2. The Ludas came in, but so did the Scorcher right behind it. There are still 2 bastions left. The attacking Orks are completely wiped off from the one's backside of the board, and the Ludas are stuck in combat. The Grots are stuck in combat with that Knob, and the Mega Knobs clean up the other things, so it's still anyone's game.